Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
As autumn prepares to take center stage, we start thinking about all the things we'll get to enjoy during the cooler months. A big bowl of creamy soup, a steaming mug of salted caramel hot chocolate, or your favorite cozy sweater that your ex forgot to pick up that looks so good on you even though it still smells like them just a little bit. And on the surface, this week's brand may look like a simple object of cozy comfort, but its creation is a tale that goes back over 162 years. The story of a company forced to navigate not only the expected growing pains of a new business, but also the supply issues of multiple wars and the deep social complexities of a relatively new nation. But by finding early success with a relatively simple product, they became a leader among competitors and today find themselves on the list of truly iconic American brands. And that's why this week's On Brand is on Pendleton.
We're all jazzed up, nearly having a cow. You want your favorite show, and it's on right now. It's on brand.
Welcome to On Brand with Jon and Marisa.
I'm Jon. I thought you were supposed to go first. We're only 123 episodes in this, and I still don't know how to do the
Everything's
open.
a little topsy-turvy today. We're in Al Pal's house.
We're recording in Al's house. He's not here. I've gone through his things.
I made frosting in his kitchen.
Marissa surprised me with a birthday cake because I'm house sitting and I may not come back tonight. And you're like, what are they talking about? But she knows that I love it. I haven't had this cake in a long time. And I think the last time she made it, she didn't even tell me she made it. And they're like, man, that cake was so good last week. And I was like, the heck are you talking about? But
this is a Texas sheet cake. If you're from the South or the Midwest, it's baked in a cookie sheet or a jelly roll pan. So it's really thin. And you cook the batter and pour it in, and you cook the it's like a double cook, and you cook the frosting and pour it on. So
you
it's
pour it on and it becomes a little crackly.
It's crackly. It's almost like fudge.
Wasn't it David's
mom made this cake,
recipe or his grandma?
Yeah, this is a great
think it's
cake.
I think Jenny's Ice Cream even has Texas sheet cake ice cream.
They do, yeah. If you look up Texas sheet cake, there's a lot of recipes for it. They're a little bit different. Some have buttermilk, some have sour cream, but it's really good. And I think I said in the Hostess episode, it's almost hostessy. The cake is really lightly chocolate, and then the frosting is like, I don't know, crackly and kind of smooth and fudgy.
And it's all thin. It's only about an inch thick.
You know what I do? Double stack it.
Double stack it. Heat it up a little bit. Put a little ice cream. She gave me the spatula to lick. I've always
Al's spatula. You've never licked Al's spatula before.
Don't. Okay. I'm not even kidding. Don't let Al know I licked his spatula. I swear to God, check your garbage Thursday. That spatula is going to be in the trash. And it's a nice one. It has flowers on one side and measurements on the other.
Cute. It's very cute. That feels like a family gift.
He's like, how can I know how to measure things but take up no more space?
That is, very on brand for Al.
So he got the spatula.
Yeah.
So Pendleton, do we have any initial thoughts before we banter a little bit? I think I picked it probably because we just came out of back to school.
Sure.
We have another fun theme for October, so we've only got a couple episodes each to do kind of what we wanted. I wanted to stick with fall. I'm a fall boy. I've already done pumpkin spice latte. I've already done the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown.
Sure.
What else is cozy for me? I love a wool blanket.
Wow.
I love it. I don't
Yes.
know that I have a Pendleton. I have a Faribault, which is another Woolen Mills, but I didn't think it was as popular.
Pendleton is the colored stripes, right? There's like green, orange, or yellow.
They do that.
Okay.
That one became very popular.
But that one is the Pendleton blanket, because when I think of Pendleton, that's the
That's what
pattern
you
I
think of?
Yeah.
For a lot of people, they will think of Native American designs. That was a
interesting.
big
Yeah.
thing of what they did. And for a lot of people, they probably think of flannel. It kind of probably
Sure.
depends on when you got into the brand and what you used it for.
Are you ready for like a huge bombshell pullover?
I'm not even kidding. So I picked Hostess and Pendleton, thinking, cool, a cupcake and a blanket. I feel like I've turned into like an investigative reporter. Again, I will show you all of I have probably 50 articles going from the 1700s until...
Your level of research is like...
I was in college archives.
Unprecedented.
And for the fun fact for the listeners, in the last 3 weeks, you guys have been like, can we record on Thursday? Which cuts one day off of my research. And then you've gotten Fridays.
And it was
I'm
a birthday week.
And it was a birthday
sure.
week. I'm like, you guys, I can't give you.
Well, you need like a basement with like rows of books and sacks of newspapers.
I
and
need
like,
a team.
You need a team.
I need a team.
White gloves, fingering through those big ass old books.
Acid-free sheets.
Yes.
I need it all. But yeah, I did discover something that we will get to that I am very confused
You're
about.
going to get a Peabody for this show.
Oh, I thought my phone was a plane. We're very discombobulated. I'm sitting on a couch. My feet are touching the ground. I feel like a giant baby. Everything's out of...
There's a lot of hammering going on next door.
There's a lot of hammering.
It adds to a wild energy. We're at like a sleepover in Alpau's house, and
Yeah.
he's not here. So if you're noticing things seem a little goofy, that might be why.
Maybe when we're done, I'll take a little nap and have him... He'll walk in on me like...
He'll find you in bed like Goldilocks.
I was like, Cinderella? No, Goldilocks. But he'll be the thinnest little bear.
No, he would be.
So it is a long show. We have 7 solid pages, but I do want to start with a stew. So we're just going to have to apologize from the top. You're going to hear hammering.
You're gonna hear
There's a
hammering.
house being built 2 doors down that sounds like it's next door.
Pretend you're listening to, like, while you're listening to the podcast, a house is being built next to you.
Yeah.
And so the sound of the hammering is like next door to you right now.
We apologize, but this would have been happening even if we were in your house.
Oh, wait, okay, this is my bombshell.
Oh, you had a bombshell.
Yes. Wait, you have a bombshell?
I thought you were asking if I had a bombshell.
Okay, well, your bombshell might be bigger than mine, but I doubt
it.
I have ancestors from the town of Pendleton.
No.
Yes, my
Is that a bombshell?
grandfather.
That's like my grandma grew up in St. Louis.
My grandfather, who I unfortunately never met, he had a restaurant in Pendleton
That's awesome.
called Office Lunch.
Office lunch.
I think it was called Office Lunch. And so we have, in our like family history, we have like photos of like the restaurant, and it's all in Pendleton.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So they could have some very cool old blankets.
I'll have to ask Cousin Marilyn.
Remind me at the end, I'll give you a fun fact that they're going to want to look for when they're looking at their old Pendleton blankets.
Okay. Ooh, see if they're worth anything.
Exactly.
eBay.
eBay.
Okay,
Hey,
I can't wait. Let's dive in. You have a stew.
I have a stew before we get in. So remember last week I told you I blew up my tire
Yes.
going to buy a video game that I had wanted for a very long time.
Sure.
Video game that had been discontinued for like 2 years. Super Mario Galaxy. They made it. They only sold it for a short time. It became discontinued. It had a high retail or high third party price, whatever. It was expensive, but I found it for a good price and I went and bought it. In the 7 days since then,
Yes.
Nintendo has today announced they're releasing in the spring a Super Mario Galaxy movie. And along with that, are re-releasing Super Mario Galaxy with Super Mario Galaxy 2.
So now you need to get that.
Well, of course, but one of our listeners wrote us, he's like, I gotta say, I feel pretty bad. Like, within 7 days, the stupid thing that had been hard and rare to get for...
Yeah.
And now I'm like, that's probably why the guy sold it for a normal price. He had probably
had an inside scoop.
He probably works at Nintendo.
Sure.
Now everyone that's got these $150 games are going to be scrambling to get rid of them.
Oh my God, you'll be one of them.
Here's why I'm not totally mad. It comes with 2 completely separate games. There's 3 games on it, so I'm fine. But it is
to be clear, have you played the game yet?
I haven't even opened my
Okay,
Switch.
so none of it is relevant. You don't have to worry about getting any of them.
But I'm still stewing.
Because you're not going to play it.
I'm still stewing.
Also, a listener wrote and was like, by the way, I knew Jon had a Switch because you had revealed to a listener that you had a Switch. and you were like, keep it secret.
Don't tell Marissa. And I deleted it. Though I do that joke a lot on social media. I say, don't tell Marissa.
But sometimes you want to save things to be a surprise.
Some things I actually do want you to not see. But if I say, don't tell Marissa, it's because we share all of our social media.
You've been busted. Yeah.
Like we both have access to all of them. I think I probably go on them more, but you eventually read most everything.
Very funny.
Yeah, so that was funny. All right, this is a long one. We're uncomfortable sitting here. I'm gonna grab my drink. I'm gonna hold it in my lap.
We got school pickup.
Don't tell Al that I'm drinking on his couch.
You did take your shoes off. That was really important.
Okay, so let's dive in.
Great. What year were you taking us back to?
How would you feel about going back to the late 1700s?
Oh, okay. Wow.
So what was the American wool scene like?
It was popping.
Unfortunately, it wasn't.
I mean, what was there if not wool?
The American Revolution.
Oh, okay, yeah. But wool coats? Weren't wool coats?
Babe,
shiny little buttons?
let me tell the tale.
You tell me.
All right, so we're in the late 1700s, early 1800s, and it's after the American Revolution, and America at this time wanted to start producing fine wool to dress our new leaders and the country's elite.
I don't respect anybody not donned in wool.
Who does? You have to have wool to be recognized.
I believe it, yes.
But the issue at the time was the sheep population had tanked.
Why?
Because of the American Revolution. A lot of the sheep were killed for food, which is called mutton. I didn't know that's what mutton was. It was a Seinfeld
I didn't know
where he
that's
didn't
what
want to eat.
mutton
He
was
kept hiding
either.
the mutton in his napkin. I did not know that was sheep.
Sheep don't look like food to me.
Sheep don't look like food to me unless you put a bun on them. Lamb chops are. And then that's when I also got confused. Are lambs and sheep the same?
Yeah.
A lamb is just a baby sheep.
Lamb is baby sheep.
Okay.
The cuter.
And a ram is a man sheep.
Ram is a man.
Ram is
lamb
a man.
Is a baby.
Lamb is a baby. You're a sheep.
None is food.
So I'm a lamb. Al's a ram, and you're a sheep. Okay,
yes.
I have it all figured out. All right, so we have this company, Hartford Woolen Manufactory. And they were a very early manufacturer of wool clothing for the American public. And they actually supplied George Washington with 13 and a half yards of wool for him to construct a suit for his inauguration.
And you mean him literally, like him.
He's got the, he's doing the, God, how much do I hate threading a needle?
Oh, you and me
I
both,
keep getting
sister.
TikToks on an easier way to do it, but I'm not going to buy the tool.
Why does TikTok want you to sew?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how I got into that. Probably because if I watched it once for 2 seconds, so it's like, he's got to sew. All right, so they give him this yarn, or the yarns of wool to make his suit, and he's quoted as saying, and I'm going to warn you up front, I got a lot of quotes and a lot of newspaper quotes in this episode.
Okay.
So Washington is quoted saying, I hope it will not be a great while before it will be unfashionable for a gentleman to appear in any other dress. Indeed, we have already been too long subject to British prejudices.
Okay.
So they just wanted their own identity.
Sure,
They're like,
yeah.
girl, I made this suit. I look great. This is what we want it to be.
He's ready for the runway.
And for some reason, when I was writing this episode in the beginning, I decided it's not even the school episode. I was like, I'm going to give Marissa some pop quizzes. It only happens twice, and then I got bored of it and don't do it again. Pop quiz. When was George Washington's inauguration?
You said late 1700s. 1791.
Close. April 30th, 1789.
Okay, great. See, 2 years off.
Pretty close. Not bad.
Pretty good.
All right. So they give him the wool, but the issue is, even with this company, the wool at the time is very inconsistent. It depends on the breed.
A dirty sheep.
That is literally one of the main points.
Wow.
The dirt in the sheep, like if it depends how muddy it is when they shear it, what kind, there's a million different kinds of breeds of sheep, how they're bred, what the ram is like, what breed the ram is, all depends on the quality of the wool.
Sure, yeah.
So at this time, quality is not so good. And even this company who gave Washington, you would think it's like it's like giving Kim Kardashian a dress. We're going to be around for a while. They only lasted 8 years, and then they had to close the doors.
Sounds like it was bad for business.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I realize it was bad for business.
You really didn't want to do that.
I didn't want to laugh. I wanted to do it very seriously.
Great.
But I really like the joke. All right, so at this time, there's several small little wool mills that pop up. Mm-hmm. The quality remains a problem. A Pennsylvania farmer reaches out to George Washington. I love a day where you can just write the president. And he sends him this. For some time, hence, this will not be a great sheep country. As to fleece it is but scant pounds per
People
sheep.
just talked like this?
Can I tell you? I found a trick that helped me out a lot on this episode. I pull a lot of things from newspaper.com, but they're PDFs. Uh-huh. And I'm sitting there retyping them for the show. I realize I can put that JPEG into AI and it'll just turn it to text for me.
Great. That is
I don't have a problem with that. But when I did it the first time, it was like, would you like me to keep this in old-timey language or would you like me to make it more modern? And I was like, damn,
okay,
AI.
Cliff's Notes.
I was like, keep it old-timey,
Sure.
bitch.
I just can't, this turn of phrase.
I know.
It's so wild.
He goes on to say, wool is now in some demand, but I have known it unsaleable. I hope manufacturers will continue to increase demand, but the prospect of this is distant. I know none who have tried the sheep business and succeeded.
Wow, challenge accepted.
Washington was like, okay. He already had about 200 sheep. This lit his britches on fire.
Sure.
Within a very short time, he had raised his own flock to about 800 to 1,000 sheep. He also invested in a Persian ram to improve the overall quality of the wool that he was harvesting. So it's from that I learned, and I don't want to be crass, but the better the better the frock when it comes to rams, right?
Yeah. If you bleep that, will people know what you said? Because it could be the better the it could be.
It's not that.
It's alliterative. And I would hope Washington said that. I would hope that is his one line response. You could get a personal handwritten letter from the president, and that's what he says.
I've been thinking, guys. Mm-hmm. I'm proud to be your president, and what I've learned is the better the better the frock.
Yeah, I have that tattooed.
Thomas Jefferson also invested in tuna sheep, and then there was a note that said, although not the same tuna sheep as today, and I was like, what are you talking about? Why?
4 hours later, you're learning the differences between the different tuna sheep.
Like, why just not name it something else? There's so many other words.
Come up with a different name.
Call it the Luna sheep.
Yeah.
Like, no, you know what? Let's just call this one Tunas too. It's completely different than the old Tunas.
And people sure as hell better not get them mixed up.
No one's going to be looking into what Thomas Jefferson did. He also got a quality ram to improve the quality of his wool. Once again,
because you know what they say, the better the better the frock. Yes.
And I had to look up frock to make sure that meant a garment. It is a garment.
Honestly, great merch for us.
I mean, it's not bad.
Who has the balls to wear a hat? A dad hat that says the better the frock.
I turned your ram into a bottom.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff going on. All right, 1810. Spain needs money. America needs sheep. They send us 20,000 merino sheep, which is like the wool that I always see. Like,
it's the only wool I hear.
It's like the only
days.
wool, and it's not my favorite. Like, you get a merino wool sweater. Like, that's where I would go. Like, if I had a wedding, I had a funeral, I have a job interview, I used to run over to Target, get a sweater, that kind of wool sweater, just to look nice. It's like $20 or $30.
It'll look great
for
an hour.
An hour and a half. And then it just looks frumpy and sad.
Stretched out, pilling, saggy, baggy. Yes.
Yeah. So they, in 1810, sent us tons of these sheep.
Is that how the sheep are too? The sheep look good for like an hour and a half, and then they get all lumpy, dumpy, frumpy.
Yeah. They only looked good for 2 weeks.
I got a hot date with a merino sheep.
No, I'm going off the Scotland Ram. I hope he knows I'm a virgin wool. All right, so that was in 1810. 1812, what happens? Super easy.
the War of 1812.
Oh my God.
Wait, did I
yes.
get it?
Yes, you got it.
I
We're
wish I
learning.
had confetti. I would have loved that.
You're gonna be like Rip Torn. Do you remember that guy? He would always just like, I worked with him once, and he would just come in and say something and then throw out a thing of confetti.
I need to keep confetti in my pocket.
God, I forgot I
that would
worked
be
with Rip
so
Torn.
good.
And then he wanted me to help him with a project. He's like, oh, you work in the biz. I'm not even kidding. For like 2 weeks, Rip Torn would text or call me like, hey, so I want to send you like, and I'm like, oh,
Buddy.
Rip Torn. I want to help, but I'm not.
You're the only person he knows who works in the biz.
I think once you reach a certain age, maybe
Sure.
you lose out on some contacts.
Sure.
Again, the War of 1812, wool is depleted again. But for some reason, after the war, England has a ton of wool. So for the next 60 years until the Civil War, we're having all of our wool imported in from England.
I see.
The Civil War happens, and after that, America really starts to industrialize, and this leads to an increase in domestic wool manufacturing.
Okay.
Finally, I know
Finally.
everyone's like, when, John? When is America?
It's about damn time.
The late 1800s is when that starts happening.
Thank God.
All right, so let's learn about the founder of Pendleton.
Okay, great.
I'm only on page 2, and I've brought up the brand. I don't know if you remember Hostess, but it was page 4 before I even said the word Hostess.
We were in Clip Clop times for quite a while at Hostess.
I know, Marissa's like looking at her clock. She's like, not gonna lie, I put too much lemon in my Diet Coke. Not gonna lie. If you're like, why does John look like he's puckering? Too much lemon.
He's not preparing for it to kiss me. He's trying to hint that he would like a smooch, a mid-show smooch.
That's how I get more YouTube followers. All right, so this is from the Pendleton website.
Okay. Take it with a grain of salt, as usual.
Our founder. In 1863, Thomas Lister Kay traveled by boat, burro, and buggy to settle into the new state of Oregon. Not even kidding when they say the new state of Oregon. He came in 1863. Oregon became a state in 1859. 4 years earlier.
Wow, that is really fun to be on the ground floor of a state.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like, man, Oregon just became a state.
Like, you've been to Oregon? I've been wanting to go. What's it like?
What, now that it's a state,
Like a hot new club.
Did they ever settle on a flag? What flower did they pick?
Are they open to suggestions?
It goes on to say, using his genius for fabric, Thomas Kay staked his knowledge and integrity on the success of his mill, which soon turned out the first bolt of worsted wool west of the Mississippi. The Kay Woolen Mill was once the largest weaving facility in the West. Okay, great. This is my second pop quiz. I don't know why. This is the last one. You don't have to. So,
What is worsted?
no, I never even looked it up because I was like, oh, stop giving me specific wool things. I looked up so many things. I did not look up worsted. I don't know exactly what carding is. I think that just means putting the wool on the cards to sell, but I could be wrong. But carded comes up a lot too.
Okay.
All right. So pop quiz. Oregon became a state February 14th, 1859.
Yes.
This is a two-parter.
Okay.
What was the last state to join the United States and what year did that happen?
I feel like we'd still be in that same area, so I would say Washington.
Go on. And what year?
1939.
Hawaii.
1830. Oh, Hawaii! Wait.
Of course, Alaska and Hawaii were the last two.
Oh, yeah.
Hawaii.
Oh.
Poor Washington. They're like, what did we do to her? our Washington numbers drop
Oh,
next
that's
week.
sad. That's sad.
In 1959. But I was like, 1959, like, Lucy was already, I think had already finished. Or Lucy was like, I think Lucy might have was close to the end of its run when Hawaii became a state.
Crazy. I never want to be alive in a time where we don't have Hawaii.
We do love Hawaii. All right, so a little bit about Thomas Lister Kay. He's born June 24th, 1838. His father, Esaias, E-S-I-A-S, it's a name I've never seen before. Isaias?
Maybe.
Was a weaver. They lived in the heart of England's textile weaving district, perfect for a weaver.
Cool.
Thomas had no formal education, and just like children of the time and all the children, half the children we've talked about before, got a job in a mill when he was 10 years old. A couple years later, his dad dies. Thomas becomes an apprentice in the mill. He becomes an expert spinner and weaver of fine textiles. At like 12 years old, his early teens, he's doing this.
Great life for a kid.
I mean, at that time, I guess if you only lived to be like 30, he becomes known for really having an understanding of how mill machinery and equipment works. And he's promoted to loom
This
boss.
is at 12?
This is all pre-19.
He's getting a promotion.
You didn't even hear the name of his promotion.
Okay.
Loom boss.
Oh, wow.
Which to me sounded a little Nintendo, sounded a little
for
Mario.
Sure. Okay, you got Switch on the brain, sure.
I can't move on to the next level till I beat the loom boss.
I would love a Switch game that takes place in the in the 1800s loom world.
I would love an old Wii that had, like, you had to use the little
loom?
things to loom.
Well, there was a time where we were watching loom videos on YouTube. I feel like you were probably rolling your eyes and scrolling TikTok at that point. But it's really cool because, like, you think about, it's like, where did fabric come from? Watching people make fabric on a loom with the wool.
Well, this is why I always say, thank God everyone doesn't have the same brain. Because if everyone had my brain, that fabric would have never not
Let's say
been...
we have one garment on my watch. It's a G-string. That's all I can do with this.
Okay. Well, you're doing better than me because for me, I was going to say the fabric never is not just a cotton in the field.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a plant. I'm not going to see that and be like, you know what, or a sheep. Or,
but you could shear
I love that I go with cotton and I'm doing a whole
not
episode
the thing that we're
on
talking
wool.
about. You could shear a sheep and go, oh, and I kind of like twist it. It gets a little twisty. And then you tie it around your waist. It's like, okay, we have belts.
You think if you were the only person on the planet,
I do.
you would eventually see a sheep walk by. You would catch it. You're like, you know what? I'm going to cut off all your hair with the shears I invented.
That's true.
And weave you. I'm going to clean you and weave you into a blouse.
It's very true. Very true.
No.
We're
naked. We're naked. All right. We're still in, 1857. Let's get out of these. Well, we're in them for a while. Thomas is looking for bigger opportunities after he becomes loom boss. You know, when you get promoted to loom boss, you're like, I just need more.
Sure. It happens every time you get promoted to loom boss.
You never hear anyone that sticks around. That's why you never hear of anyone being loom boss, because they've always got to move on to something better.
Exactly.
So at 19 years old, where does he go? America. Spends the next 6 years working in several mills all around the East Coast, showing off all of his skills, his weaving and his looming, makes connections with other mill workers. In 1863, an English friend and mill entrepreneur, John Worsley, invites Thomas to be his loom boss.
Okay.
I'm taking that at face value.
Interesting. This is like a BDSM relationship.
Yeah, I want you to dom my loom.
Show my loom who's boss. If I get spanked, sure.
Sure.
That's part of it.
I'm going to bend over and pick up this dirty pile of wool. But he has a new mill that he's starting up in Brownsville, Oregon, which is about 45 miles south of Salem. And Thomas jumps at the chance. He's like, great, let's do it. He goes over there. A couple years later, the mill burns down.
Oh, sure.
Thomas bounces around for another 10 years. 1875, he goes back.
We would have given up 100 times by now.
You would have given up just on this research by now.
But just even like your mill burns down and it's like, okay, we gotta rebuild.
No way.
10 years
later. My
later.
mill burned down. I would be in bed for months. I can't not. If my mill burned down, I am Carrie Bradshaw in the first Sex and the City movie.
Okay.
After Big jilts her at the altar, but she still has to go on her Mexico honeymoon with her besties, but she just stays in bed. And then before they leave her bedroom, she's like, close the blinds. And then they only close one. And then she's like, all of them. And then it cuts to black. That's me if my mill burns down.
I'm opening my mouth in the shower and getting diarrhea like Charlotte. We're in Mexico in this version? Where are we?
Your references that also have to be from the first Sex and the City movie. All right, so the mill is rebuilt. Thomas goes back. He puts money into it. He's part owner. When that dissolves, he ends up with $55,000. That's $1.7 million today.
Wow.
And he starts his own mill called the Thomas K. Woolen Mill. Great.
Great.
All makes perfect sense. Thomas brings his oldest daughter into the fold, Martha Ann Kay, known as Fanny. She learns the business. She learns how to do everything. She becomes his
I
assistant.
think Fanny means pussy in Britain. In Britain.
I wish they could see the disdain.
They
in my
can.
look. Yeah.
Because like fanny pack.
You've done G-string. You've done. I've done.
I said
the
literally, if I had wool, that's what all I would be able to do. I wouldn't be able to make fabric. It would have to be a G-string. It's literally 2 strings. And literally fanny is in Britain.
I think it's butt.
It's fanny here. Fanny is butt here and there. We'll have to ask Al when he shows up because he's British.
You learn the things I never knew I was teaching in an episode. Everyone else, I hope, is learning about wool for a 200-year
Kids
story of
are
wool.
getting A+ on their book reports based on this episode.
They better
I'm
be.
teaching them street smarts. They need to know.
1876. Fanny falls in love and gets married to a retail guy named Charles Bishop. It's kind of a perfect union. Not only are they in love, but she brings manufacturing, he brings retail. So it's kind of a nice synergy for the families.
Great synergy. We love that word.
They pass along all their expertise to their 3 sons, Clarence, Roy, and Robert, known as Chauncey. And that's all well and good. But here's the problem.
What?
Okay, Marissa, I'd like you to ask me a couple questions. Ask me, was Thomas Kay a master weaver?
Was Thomas Kay a master weaver?
Yeah, he was. Was he the president of the Thomas Kay Mill?
Yeah, okay.
He was.
What could go wrong?
Did some people even think he was a textile genius? You bet they did. John, did he have anything to do with Pendleton wool? No, he didn't. He didn't go there. He didn't invest money into it.
Okay, why are we here?
Because he is listed on the Pendleton website as our founder.
Why?
I will eventually get to why I guess they're saying that.
Okay.
But I am telling you here, right in now,
What?
he was not their founder. Put
Wow.
a pin in that. So
911? I have a story to break.
I
Mr.
know, I keep
President.
breaking 200-year-old stories.
This is, why would they lie about that?
That's a great question. That is what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so if he's not the founder, how did Pendleton wool come to be? We're at 1880. Between 1880 and 1900, there is an explosion of sheep growth.
Why?
Because that's what we're getting. That's what we want to do.
We did that on purpose.
Yeah,
It wasn't like an accident.
No, there wasn't like something in the river. We want to make wool. So in that 20 years, we go from 1 million sheep to over 3 million sheep.
Oh my God.
So it's
wow.
big.
Yeah.
So 1885, very important year. Do you know why?
1885. No, why?
It's the year that Doc went back to the Old West
Yes,
and Back
of
to the
course,
Future, where they take a picture with the old clock. One of my
Sure.
favorite cinematic moments. I thought it was
Fantastic.
just chef's kiss, having them take that as a souvenir.
If you go back to that Back to the Future, is it 2 or 3?
I think we find out he went back there at the end of 2, and then 3, the whole thing is there.
In the background, are there sheep to keep it accurate?
That is a beautiful question.
Because based on this, he should have been like kicking out a sheep, kicking
pushing
the sheep out of the way to get to the DeLorean.
During the big gun shoot
Yeah.
with Biff, there should have been like interrupted by a sheep.
Yes.
That sheep would have been like, bang,
Chewing on Biff's pants.
chewing on his pants.
Distracting him so Marty can prevail.
All right, so 1885, like I was saying, wool at this time is still dirty. It's still greasy. People are getting mad because when they have wool shipped, they're literally paying to have dirt shipped. And they're like,
Yes.
we don't want that. So the Eastern Oregon newspaper started advocating that someone start a scouring mill in Pendleton.
That's just wool washing.
I'm glad you asked. Wool scouring is a cleaning process that removes all the natural dirt and the grease, which is called lanolin one. Ugh. And
Oh, that's used in like lip balm.
yeah. Ugh, I'm rubbing like sheep grease on my lips.
You are. There's a popular lip balm. It's called Lano Lips, and it's like all lanolin.
Okay.
It's a popular ingredient in a lot of moisturizers.
Bet it's not popular in Sheepville, USA.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, sure, now we scoured the wool. We got all this leftover grease and grime and slop.
It
What can we
probably
do with it?
You should do that next week for your brand. You
Yeah,
should...
Lano Lips. It's like now it's like sheep timber.
Here's the rest of the story. Man, that's pretty good. All right, so it's basically cleaning it and from raw wool fleece and preparing it for manufacturing. And it gets it ready for carding, which I mentioned, spinning and dyeing.
Cool.
So the newspaper's like, we need this in town, guys. It takes 9 years before a couple of rich people come to town and like, yeah, let's put that together for you. A bunch of citizens join in to put together the financing to open the Pendleton scouring mill.
Wow.
They build it really quickly. It's instantly successful.
Let's get these sheep scrubbed.
Let's shear them up and clean it up. It runs very smoothly and smartly. And not only did it quickly become one of Pendleton's chief industries, but it's one of the greatest factors in the development of the sheep and wool industry in the Inland Empire, which is like all of Eastern Oregon, Eastern Washington, and part of Idaho. So it was like a really important thing to happen. And just so you know, like at this mill, they're not making anything. They're literally getting wool brought in, cleaning it, and then it's being sent elsewhere.
Sure, they're a middleman.
To have stuff made.
Great.
Quote from the newspaper at the time when this mill opened says, its value is incalculable, and no enterprise promises to do more in developing the wool industry and stimulating the growth of Pendleton than this one. So it's a big deal at the time. They're very happy to have it. It's creating new jobs. It's making wool more valuable. It's bringing more dealers and people in, which is having wool, people who raise sheep. It's giving them more. It's just a really good moment for Pendleton. It doubles Pendleton's wool business and makes them one of the most important producers of wool.
Okay.
So all good. Except there's one little problem, because of course there always is.
What?
Wool scouring is seasonal.
Why?
Because the sheep need to keep their clothes during the winter.
Yeah, it's true. They get chilly.
You can't have a bunch of naked sheepies running around.
They wear the sweater first.
They wear the sweater first,
Sure.
and then we repurpose it.
But then what happens for the next winter? It grows.
It grows.
It
It's like
grows.
they get a haircut.
They get a haircut, sure.
Yeah.
So it's only in the summer months or the warmer months when they can do the scouring. Okay, that makes sense.
And then they run around.
So what happens to all the scouring folks in the off season?
Great question, because you know what they would like to do?
What?
Work.
Oh, yeah.
They want to have a job all year.
That makes sense.
So the question becomes, what are we going to do with this mill for the rest of the year?
Great question.
Again, this reminds me of Hostess when they came up with the Twinkie. They're like, we're making these strawberry shortcakes in the summer. What are we going to do the rest of the year? We'll make something bananas because they're available all year. These guys were cleaning wool in the summer. What can we do the rest of the time? Why don't we just start making products with the wool that we clean?
That's a really good point.
Why don't we just start making blankets? They enlarged the mill, they converted some of the space into a textile mill, and they call it the Pendleton Woolen Mill. The following year, they start making and selling blankets. They work with different local Native American tribes who are interested in using something other than animal hides, which is their go-to at the time.
Sure, yeah.
I'm sure
Classic for a reason.
Fantastic. They were all about using all the parts of the animal. But, you know, an animal hide is, you know, I enjoy a nice piece of leather, but it's not the coziest thing to watch Sex and the City with.
For sure. You're not snuggling up with a hide.
I'm not snuggling up with a hide yet. So they're creating these beautiful blankets with colorful geometric shapes and patterns and rounded corners. And some people even say that Pendleton and its early designers played as important of a role in defining how we see the Native American look as any one tribe did.
Oh, interesting.
Because they have designers who are making these things. They're pulling reference from they're working in reservations with Native Americans and pulling references from things they're doing, but they're also adding in their own thing. So, some people are like, they're stealing from the Native Americans, but Native Americans, I read an article where they interviewed a Native American that was like, listen, they're like, we were inspired by other cultures. So we pulled from them. They're pulling from
There's
us.
no
like
one
they
over.
weren't like mad
Sure.
about it or anything.
Yeah. And they were working in collaboration originally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the products they start making blankets, as I mentioned. They also start making what are called robes, which were unfringed blankets for the Native American men to wear,
Nice.
and shawls, which were fringed blankets for the women to wear.
That sounds nice. A wool shawl.
A wool shawl? I mean, I'd like to see a wool back then, because wool now can be pretty soft. I'm
Yeah.
curious how scratchy it was.
They have like sticks and twigs in
sticks
it.
in it. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's why they have the scouring. Hopefully they wouldn't have that.
Hopefully well scoured.
And they worked with several different tribes. I'll butcher these names, but maybe you'll know what they are. That you had the Umatilla, the Cayuse, the Nez Perce, and Walla Walla. I apologize if anyone listening is from those tribes.
My dad's cousin Marilyn lives in Walla Walla, Washington.
Well, I knew it from Walla Walla, Washington, but I honestly didn't know that was from a tribe. I went to a school in Ohio. All of our schools, the schools that I went to, were named after Indian tribes. I went to Hopewell Elementary. There was the Hopewell tribe, and Lakota High School, which was also a tribe.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And this was really great for Pendleton for two different reasons. Basically, they developed this bond with the Native American people in the area. They're sold on reservations, and the Native Americans really liked them for their quality and their vibrant colors. And then they started to really become like heirloom pieces for them. They were things that they would use every day, but they were also things that would get passed down from generation to generation.
Love that.
But Pendleton was also really smart to market these as, they would say, Indian blankets at the time. I don't think that we use just the word Indian by itself anymore, but Native American blankets in their marketing. And that would get the people like us, like the people that would go to like West Elm, like, oh, I'm going to go get, because for some reason, authentic Native American items at this time were just really hot outside of that world. Like people wanted to feel that whole, like, I feel like that was probably a Lucy too. Like, I'm going to do my whole apartment in Native American, motif or whatever.
It just kind of felt fresh and original and kind of got trendy at the time.
Yeah,
also.
so they market it to the people that could buy them, but also work directly with the Native American people. So it was really a twofold thing. So this is a quote from a newspaper when the factory just started doing these blankets. The Pendleton Woolen Mills started up Monday. Several looms are now running off brightly colored goods, which will be made into Indian robes. The carding machines are turning off wool to be used in making blankets. A large stock of the softest kind of wool has been run through the machines. Several hands accustomed to the work have been brought into the city to enable the management to make a satisfactory beginning. I just love that there's like even just, I found so many articles about all the moments that this brand, like, there, and I didn't even do half of them. Like, we're talking about doing this mill. We have found funding for it now. They had a meeting at 2:00 and they've declared this person the president. It's like, because there just happens to be a local Oregon newspaper in the newspaper archives, which you just get so lucky when that happens.
Sure, because they're following like the day-to-day that would never have been recorded.
It's not going to be in the New York Times.
Sure.
So it was kind of special to find all that stuff.
Wow, if you could travel by time machine to any
I'd grab
time.
that Big Mac. I'd get the first banana Twinkie. I'd head over to 1885 to find Doc.
There you go.
Marty and Doc.
And then be a fly on the wall of a meeting at Pendleton when the new president is named. Sure, why not?
Another newspaper in 1887 was happy to write, the paper received from the Pendleton Woolen Mills an elegant blanket as a present to show what the mill was doing.
Great gift.
That's me. Like, send me I got Pendleton sent me a free blanket.
It would be like on a table, like in the break room, and you would snag it before anybody else.
I would get it in my shoulder
Where's
bag.
Pendleton's blanket? I thought they said they sent a blanket over. Oh, I thought that was up for grabs. Do you need me to give it back? No, it's fine. You can have it.
You know how many times I stole unopened things of cream cheese on Bagel Monday at offices.
You didn't buy cream cheese for years.
I would just...
You're making a cheesecake at home with 200 of those little things.
I'd get like 4 cream cheese. I would immediately hide 2 away to steal them later.
Yeah, of course.
Listen,
yeah,
you got to do what you got to do.
Hard times.
So yeah, that was fun. A fun little fact, this is just an little aside, that same year that the newspaper wrote that and they were sending out gifts, they put a slight pause on making these Native American blankets in the summer of 1897 to send a bunch of blankets to support the Klondike movement. Do you have any idea what that is?
No, tell me.
That is basically Alaska's gold rush.
Oh, wow.
So everyone was in Alaska looking for gold and needed blankets. So apparently Pendleton just sent millions of blankets there to sell.
Well, that's fun.
Very smart.
And we also will have to learn about the bar at some point.
The what?
The Klondike bar.
I knew. If I brought that up, you would bring up the bar. And I'm sure I've told you, it used to, whenever I go to my friend Christine's house for dinner, I'd bring Klondike bars, and their kids would call them Jondike bars. Like, did you bring Jondikes?
What would you do for a Jondike bar?
I don't know. I'd buy him a McDonald's Happy Meal so he get the toy he wants. There's a lot. Take him to Disneyland.
There's a lot that you could do for John.
All right, you guys. We're in the 1900s.
Here we are. Thank God.
Warning. We're going to go back.
No, no. Don't get too comfortable.
But for now.
Keep your saddle because the clip-clop times are returning. Okay.
Okay. 1901. Pendleton hires Joseph Rawnsley, a textile graduate. And a lot of people say that he is responsible for many, many, many of the Pendleton designs.
Did he come up with the stripes?
I don't know if he came up with the stripes. I always associated those stripes too. I didn't find much about the stripes.
Really?
I should have looked into that because that must have come later.
I'm sure if it was out there, you would have found it.
But I want to know because I've always liked those stripes too.
Yeah, they're great. The colors are so specific. It's one of those things like, if you just looked at the colors out of context of the product, you would know, oh, that's Pendleton.
I have a gray one, but it's not made by Pendleton because I think they all just kind of do similar designs now.
Sure, yeah.
Like you do a buffalo. Everyone does a buffalo check. Everyone does that. Like mine's gray with like the primary I think primary stripes, like maybe a red, green, and yellow stripe. I forget.
They're cool.
Green's not primary. Ugh, everyone is going to be like, John, you're going to get mail. All right, so Joseph, at this time, he's literally traveling to reservations and living for months. Like, he's like, that's kind of my dream. Basically doing research for months, like, in the world. He's pulling, like, elements of their designs and, like, colors that they like and creating, he's, like, taking it all and creating his own thing. So it's not like he's combining elements from different tribes. So it's not like, oh, this is based on specifically this tribe or whatever. And he's not only sticking just with Native American designs. He's also pulling stuff from Europe, and he's putting them all together to create these Pendleton things.
It does look very unique, I will say.
It's very unique, but it does all have like a similar aesthetic, and a lot of people would kind of say that it's how they assume white people think Native American stuff looks.
Yeah, sure.
And that's kind of what it is. But now I think it's kind of all just melded together.
Well, and it sounds like it was very intentional. It wasn't like he just kind of pulled something out of his butt and he's like, this will look vaguely Native American. It was very well researched and thoughtful and curated and blending different styles.
You know what it reminds me of? A Mr. James Cameron, who likes to base all his stuff in real research and then do his own thing with it.
Absolutely.
So Joseph Rawnsley, the first Jim Cameron? Maybe.
Certainly Jim's inspiration.
And then one other thing that I thought was kind of interesting is someone made a point, some article I read, made a point that is very unusual that Native Americans were so open to supporting a white-run manufacturer and product at this time, because the U.S. government and the Native American people at this time were coming off really clashing hard. I mean, there was a lot of bad blood there. But for some reason, they liked what Pendleton was doing. And I think part of it was, some people are like, why did they care if they're just making things that look like what they're already trying to make? And I think what is interesting is they were, but they weren't. So they're like being inspired by the Native Americans, but they're making them in bold colors that maybe the Native Americans couldn't achieve, or combining things that maybe they wouldn't have. So it's like, it's similar, but it's also kind of new and exciting.
They're trying to find their own unique style.
And there was an interview with one person from a Native American tribe that was like, there's several babies that are born into the community will always be swaddled in a Pendleton blanket. If you go to like a wedding, a memorial, a burial, or a death, there will always be Pendletons there in the Native American community.
Wow.
They're just so intertwined.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
it was just a big part of that culture, which was very beneficial to Pendleton, that the Native Americans appreciated them so much. And these blankets, I think I forgot to mention, were called Indian trade blankets, which basically means they're machine woven blankets with striking geometrical patterns produced by American mills for the Native American market. Like they're specifically for that. But there was these 5 other mills that tried to do it, and Pendleton's the only one that still exists today.
Wow.
And I think it's credited because they were so hyper focused on that being what they made and what they were known for decades, the first several decades of their existence.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, they're like any
make
other
everything.
giant
Yeah,
fashion
sure.
brand. They're like on runways, they have collabs, but like for decades and decades, they were the Native American blanket people. So I guess, Marisa, what I would say is figuring out that blanket is your product. Whoever did that might get credit for being the founder of what Pendleton is. Coming up with the thing that we still associate them with.
It was their flagship product.
The flagship product. They still sell it 160 whatever years later. So who did that?
Who did that?
I'm glad you asked. That would be Edwin Young Judd.
Okay.
AKA E.Y. Judd, born in 1862. He was one of those 2 rich men that came to town that helped start the scouring mill that I mentioned earlier.
Great, yes.
He was voted president of Pendleton when they branched off, decided to do the blankets. He was one of the people that, he may have been the person who said, you know what, let's do blankets. That'll keep everyone working all year. But the most important thing about Edwin Young Judd.
What? He's hot.
I have goosebumps. He has to be the hottest president that I've ever researched. I have looked at his picture for the last week.
Oh, wow. On and off pod research.
It's in my bank.
Is it pinned to your ceiling?
I'm just going to say, not only is this man hot physically.
Yes.
He was 30 years old.
Okay, great. Hot age, for sure.
Hottest of ages. You haven't started melting yet.
Nope.
You're still firmed up. He's a Yale graduate.
Great.
While he was at Yale, he was in the Chi Phi fraternity.
Okay.
Hot
frat boy.
He served in the Connecticut National Guard. Hot. Award-winning photographer. Hot. I found an article about him winning the award.
Okay.
An inventor. That's hot on its own. What did he invent? A cloth folding machine that did the work of 8 people in 1/5 of the time that he created for the Red Cross.
Hot. He
was a musician. I found music that he composed in his college archives.
Did you find his great-grandchildren?
I am dating his great-great-grandson. I found a piece of music he composed. He could play the piano.
Oh my God.
I found articles about him. He traveled around the entire world at least 3 times. He was incredibly rich.
Okay.
Newspaper clipping from 1895 said he is the son of millionaire and wool dealer H.C. Judd in Boston, Massachusetts. Recently went on a 6-month tour through Europe, Asia, and Australia in the interest of his father's business. Mr. Judd is one of the most intelligent and agreeable gentlemen we have ever met.
I bet he tore his way through Europe.
I can't.
If any of the listeners mention this name to your great grandma, Because if she lived in Europe at this time,
You might have Judd blood.
you might have Judd blood.
I think you might have Judd blood. Another newspaper said E.Y. Judd has completed a journey of 23,000 miles, covering 6 months' time. Started in San Francisco, went to Hartford, Connecticut, then Liverpool, London, France, Egypt, the Holy Land, Greece, Italy, Germany, and back to England.
Time machine, you in England, glory hole.
He used his father's money to help get the scouring mill open.
Great.
He had an organ commissioned for $1,500. I didn't look it up. That's probably $14 million today.
Sure.
To donate to the church in Pendleton before it arrived. He took a pipe organ class so that when it came, he was the one that could play it for them.
That is really cute.
He is also credited with having the first car in Pendleton. I found so many snippets on this guy.
People are right. I mean, across the board, art, music, business,
fraternity, mustache. I gotta find a picture of him just so you can go into this knowing what I'm talking about.
What a dreamboat. Man, he's crossing all sectors. Oh, you like a smarty pants. Oh, you like a frat guy. Oh, you like an artsy fartsy.
Oh, EY.
Wow.
I mean,
I need a little higher resolution on this bad boy.
I know, but come on.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty good.
Here's his brother. They just have this, like, it's like the whole thing. Like, he's so cute, but then also everything about him just sounded so sexy.
Oh my gosh, what an
Constantly
incredible guy.
traveling the world. So, yeah. So, I'm giving credit as the founder of Pendleton to E.Y. Judd. Me as well. I would love to have a conversation with Pendleton if anyone from there listens to this, just because I still know how they got there, and we're about to get to it. But I'm still calling a little BS on it. All right, so 1900 is the year that he gets the first car in Pendleton. That's also the same year that Thomas Lister Kay dies.
Wow.
So Pendleton's been around for 6 years. Again, he didn't have any connection to it. When he died, and this really bummed me out, at the time of his death, Fanny was by far the most interested and knowledgeable to take over his mill.
Sure.
What does he do? Gives it to his sons.
Some dipshit son.
Some dipshit boys get the mill. Fanny's like, fine. She continues to raise her own sons. The early 1900s, Pendleton starts to have some financial troubles. I found an article where the bank was selling off their inventory to the highest bidder to try to recoup money that they owned them. Companies were swooping in to buy all the blankets to resell to make money. And then during the next 8 years, the mill kind of changes hands and equipment gets old and cost rises. And it got to the point, like in 1908, the current owner was trying to get the town to rally to buy it and like run it together or to find buyers for it. Eventually gave up. There was an article like, he's like, I'm disgusted. No one wants it. He goes off to San Francisco. He's like, I'm going to do something else. So kind of washes his hands of it. There's an article from June of 1908 that just says Pendleton Woolen Mills a complete failure. 1908, the mill closes down. Another article comes out July, just a month later, Pendleton Woolen Mills to be dismantled. It all just unravels in 1908. And then, 1909. Guess who comes to the rescue of the woolen mill?
Who?
Fanny. Freaking Kay. Also known as Fanny Bishop.
She's back.
She sees the potential in it. She's like, there's a lot of good here. There's still good equipment. It needs some twerking. Fanny starts twerking.
Needs a little twerking.
She comes in on a wrecking ball.
Sure. Mother's touch, a little twerk.
But she's like, there's good here. Let's save this. So she gets her and her family buy the mill, and honestly, truly, without her, there would be no Pendleton wool.
Wow.
And I guess maybe her sons end up running it and her husband does stuff with it too.
Tell me she's on the official website.
I don't find her.
Wow.
And it's like,
that's rude.
She's just not given the respect
her
that
face
she's
should
due.
be on the tag.
Her face should be on the tag. So I guess that's why they say Thomas is the founder, but it's like, how is that connected? Like his daughter or his son-in-law even did it. Like he just wasn't involved.
Yeah, why is he there?
I need to know why this is what it is.
Have you tried calling corporate?
I have not, but I have reached out to Hostess twice, and they will not get back to me. I just want a free box of Suzy Q's.
Oh man. I think we should call corporate and say we're just asking for a little clarity on the company history.
A little fact checking on this.
What's your go-to lie? Is it like I'm writing a paper? Because if you say you have a podcast, they might get a little nervous and go like, we don't want to talk because that's like press.
Right.
So if you say like I'm writing a paper or something.
Yeah.
I'm in 8th grade.
I'm in 8th grade. My parents smoke, so I have my voice is weird. When you say virgin wool, is it actually virgin wool, or is it like when I say like?
How can they
it's
tell?
a little convoluted.
Sure, it is.
Yeah, we'll talk to corporate. But
I love it.
So there you go. You have Fanny coming in with her family and her boys. It whittles down. One of her sons dies, and the other one doesn't care. So it ends up just being one of the kids that really gets super involved with it. But they really liked Pendleton had gained a reputation for quality and just being, a really reliable product. They wanted to keep that.
Sure.
They wanted to, obviously that's part of the branding. They wanted to continue that. They build an amazing new building. They bring over all the old equipment that's still usable. They supplement it with the newest and best woolery machinery that there is. The architecture was like the most modern of the time. It had electric power, which was not everywhere at this point.
Yeah.
Had automatic fire extinguisher, which was not everywhere at this point because I didn't mention because I just didn't feel like it needed to go into it. But the other mill did have a major fire at some point because everything back then did at some point.
Things were always burning down. Cows were always kicking over kerosene lamps.
The sheeps were smoking in the back.
They were.
So
big cigars, big stogie hanging out of a sheep's mouth.
Yeah, exactly. They were able to employ like 60 to 70 people, which was a lot of people for that time. So it was just a really good thing.
With inflation, that's like 120 people.
Yeah. It's 2.4 million employees. Newspaper from July 15, which was just 1 year after the mill is a disaster. It's a complete failure. The headline, this reminded me of Back to the Future. Now the headline is Pendleton Woolen Mills will be humming in another month.
Wow.
It's like coming back.
The next Back to the Future sequel should be about Pendleton.
It should be called.
I don't know how the details are going to shake out, but it should be.
I'm trying to think of a tagline because I want it to be about sheep, and it's going to be something like the sheep's getting real.
Oh, yeah.
Is that shit? The shit's getting real?
The shit's getting real.
The sheep's getting...
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it. All right, so not only do they want to keep the quality, they also want to grow, obviously. They expand their trade from local indigenous tribes to American Southwest by visiting tribes there, learning their customs and their color preferences. And then they start to expand beyond blankets.
Wow, yeah, why not?
Takes them a minute.
Jacket.
But let's go beyond blankets.
A wool hat.
1912, they open a weaving mill in Washington to make fabric for suits. 1924, they started a line of men's wool sport shirts in bright colors. At the time, that type of shirt would have always been found in a dull color. So they're like, let's make it fun and bright. 1929, full line of woolen sportswear. World War II. What are we going to do?
What are we going to do about this?
We're going to send fabric to the war. We're going to make clothing and uniforms for the soldiers.
Sure.
And then in 1942...
What happened?
EY died.
Oh, that's sad.
In a convalescent home.
Oh. Were you by his side in a time machine, dressed like a nurse, giving him a sponge bath?
Ew, his 80-year-old toes. No, but it did make me think, man, if you want to do something, do it. Because, we all just end up in a convalescent home dying alone. So... look at the life he lived, and then you just do it.
We're all going to end up in a convalescent home. So
alone.
Enjoy your life.
Enjoy it.
Yes.
If you want a podcast, well...
you don't want to encourage anybody to make a competing podcast?
I don't need any competition. No, but seriously, if you want to do something...
Start a mill.
Start a mill. Go buy a sheep.
Yeah.
1949, they did a little post-war market research. What does everybody want? women's clothing.
I was gonna say, I feel like a little wool dress, a little skirt.
Oh my God, the
apron.
turnabout skirt. It's literally one of their first hot items.
Cute.
It was a pleated skirt, completely reversible. You could two completely different colors.
Outfits in one.
Two outfits in one.
Lucy would love that.
I literally have two skirts in one.
That's really cute.
And then they had a jacket that became very successful.
More clothes should be reversible.
No crap.
Because I'm always spilling, and if I can do a little swapsy.
A little spill in a swamp. They should
spill
call
in
it the
a swamp.
spill and swap.
I have a couple shirts, like tank tops that work both way, like inside out and also backwards. So really I have 4 chances to spill. And I'll get a little coffee on the front, and then I flip it around. I wear it backwards, and I flip it around inside outside.
Yeah.
Everything should give you 4 chances. That's the
everything-
name of the brand, 4 chances.
4 chances.
They're all
sportswear.
reversible and inside outable.
Inside outsies. I like that. And it should be like the old Banana Republic pants where you can unzip the knees and they turn into shorts.
Everything. That's future clothes.
So then you're getting
Everything.
60s or 80s.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Love it.
Sharks. Oh, and then 1960, a music group forms called the Pendletons.
Cute.
Named after the iconic brand.
Wow.
They would eventually change their name to the Beach Boys. Pull over. Get out of the car.
I somehow never knew that. I'd be so excited.
Wait, you knew everything else up until now?
I know, but like Beach Boys knowledge seeps in. You know what I mean? Growing up in California,
Of
you
course.
hear Beach Boys trivia.
Yes.
That I, for some reason, never caught.
That's the Beach Boys.
Wow.
The shirts became very popular among American youth because the
Cute.
Beach Boys made it cool. 1972, hey, why don't we make clothes out of cotton?
Oh, boo.
Boo! Non-wool garments for men and women hit the scene in the spring and summer wear. It's a
Dang.
major success.
Oh, shoot.
The 80s, what do we got? Retail stores. 90s, what do we got? Internet. Today,
Pendleton.com.
today, what do we got? I'll give you a clue.
Huh.
I'm sorry, Angela. I'm sorry, Juge.
Collabs.
They did
Okay.
collabs with. They have
I feel
recently
like
done collabs.
Stanley.
Nope, not maybe. I didn't see it. Hurley, Vans,
Okay, sure.
Levi's did an
Interesting.
episode on them. Cole Haan, I never know who that is, but I see the name. Wrangler, old timey, and they've even gotten
Wow.
into swimwear.
Oh.
Talk about going from like dusty wool Native American blankets to a bikini.
A wool bikini?
Not wool.
The Pendleton, that was one day when they decided to expand beyond wool.
Yeah.
Like where it was like, because for a while it was probably like, no, we do wool. That's our thing. If they want cotton, if they want polyester, they go somewhere else. And then finally it was like,
Every meeting
Okay.
starts the exact same way for the
Yeah.
last 140 years.
Sure.
They go in, first it was a cave, then it was a chalkboard,
Sure, yeah.
then it was a dry erase board.
Yeah.
They would always start by writing the word wool.
wool.
One day in 1972, they come in and someone writes a C, and everyone's like, well, everyone's smoking, drinking, talking.
Mm-hmm.
It gets stone silent.
Wow, yeah.
Cotton. Wow. Literally goosebumps.
It's like they're an enemy for so long, and then you find it's like if you can't beat them, join them.
If you can't beat them, weave them.
them. Great.
Weave them, like leave them. Oh my God, that is something. God, we come up with a lot of good
You're
stuff.
getting a lot of chills today for a very hot apartment.
2023, the most recent numbers, they are a revenue of $265 million.
Great, not too shabby.
And interestingly enough, up until July of this year,
Yes.
2 months ago,
Okay.
they were a 6-generation family.
Wow.
The Bishop family, Fanny's great, whatever
Love that.
family. In July of this year, they got a new CEO. It is a woman named Jennifer Ingreffia. But yeah, awesome to have a
Great.
woman at the helm.
Amazing.
Someone different than the family. Who knows what she'll come up with? Maybe she'll make a
Sure.
shirt out of water.
Fresh ideas.
Nobody's ever done that.
Yeah, like moving beyond the standard elements.
Yes.
Earth, air, fire, water, fire
I love
shirt.
it. I love it. All right, and before we go, one final fun fact.
Oh.
If you come across an old Pendleton blanket,
Yes.
what you are looking for is rounded corners
On the blanket.
on the four corners. When
Okay.
the bishops took over in 1910, they nixed the round corners and started making square corners. So if you get a rounded corner Pendleton blanket, it's from 1895 to 1908, and it's probably worth a lot of money.
Whoa, like a lot of money?
I have no idea, but I would assume
That's cool.
it's at least cool. There's a chance that E.Y.
Interesting.
Judd laid on it.
Does it smell hot?
Does it smell hot?
I prefer a rounded corner blanket. I don't want to get poked on a sharp blanket
Ew,
corner.
I definitely like a square
Yeah,
corner.
really?
Yeah. Maybe that's why this pod works.
Yeah.
All right, now, Marissa, you've heard everything. You've gone back 200 years.
Yes.
We've talked about Washington. We've talked about everything about Pendleton. What are you going to say? Is it on brand? Is it off brand?
Pendleton is on brand for me.
Yeah.
It's classic. It's evolved, of course, with the times as everything must, but they still have stuck to their signature style and their classic products that made them what they are today. It's hard on brand for me.
Okay.
How about you, John?
I'm going to say it was a hard off brand for me until swimwear. Now I'm all in. No, of course. Very hard on brand for me. That's why I picked it. A cozy classic.
Yes.
I love a story with a history. Again, I had no idea that Hostess or Pendleton would take me on quite the journey. I need to pick something a little newer, I think, for a next brand or two. Cause
Yeah.
I got to get out of the cloppy.
We got to get out of the cloppies.
Out of the
Let's get into
clip-clops.
the modern times.
But I really enjoyed it. It was fun to learn about it. There was so much information I didn't even put in here. It was like the eyes they had on wool back in the day, like wool pricing, and like it was just maybe because I'm in such a local newspaper, it was just so hyper specific about the
the
information.
Daily Wool.
Basically, and I'm like zooming in, and I'm like, do I have to? They're like, it's like it starts to become numbers, and I'm like, just what's the story?
Sure.
But
That's
I
why
think
you're
we
the
found
best.
it, and I think it was fun. So there you go, on brand for both
I
of us.
can't believe I don't have a Pendleton blanket. Somebody, please, for the love of God, send me one.
Yeah, you won. I get one first. It's my brand. You get a Cliff's Notes. You get a pencil.
Sure, yeah.
You
I
get
take
a
those too.
tire.
Yeah, great. Send me
I
one
get a cupcake
tire.
and a blanket, and you get a pencil and a tire.
Could be worse. I will take anything.
Well, thank you for indulging me. Before we go, of course, I need to give our shout outs to our Freaks of the Week. If you don't know how to become a Freak of the Week, every Wednesday on our Instagram story, I post a little puzzle. If you solve that puzzle, you're not only going to figure out what our brand is going to be the next day, but I'm also going to send you a little freak badge, which lets you know you got it right. I'm going to add your name to our Wheel of Freaks, and 5 times a week, I'm going to spin that wheel and determine who our 5 Freaks of the Week are. And that is who these lucky 5 people are. The Possum Place. Caitlin O'Malley, my good friend. Stephanie Escajeda, also my good friend.
Oh my
I swear this
gosh.
was not rigged. Meg, also known as Meg's Reality. And Hungry for Danish, a very vocal and fun listener. So congratulations, guys. Thank you so much for doing the Insta Egg. Be sure to check it out if you haven't. Also, just check out our Instagram every week because we post a lot of fun things on there. We put little supplemental packages that are going to show you how hot E.Y. Judd is.
Race
This
to
one might be,
Instagram,
I may have
yeah.
to do 2 packages because we only get 10 pictures in it. I may have to do 2 packages for this one, but we'll see when I get there. But be sure to check that out.
While we're giving shout outs, I'd like to shout out a lovely listener who left us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We have Strawberry the Rabbit, who says, listen up, people. You want great banter. They got it. Los Angeles specific ice vending machine recommendations. Check. Earthquakes mid-pod. See AMC episode. Apologetic usage of the word collab. Sorry, Angela. Mysterious single producers. You got it. Historical references based on the Titanic ship and movie. Nailed it. A delightful podcast with 2 witty and funny hosts. Here it is. Oh, what more do you need to know? What a review.
I feel like that's how AI would sum us up. And I don't remember if I did in Hostess, but I went back to the 1700s. I made 0 mention of the Titanic this time.
Wow, yeah.
And we danced around. I even was in 1912. That's when they I didn't even miss. Let's re-record.
Thank you for that review, Strawberry the Rabbit. If you haven't left us a review on Apple Podcasts, please do that. You can leave us a starred review on Spotify, but Apple Podcasts is where you can leave a written review. And it boosts morale, it boosts the show, it boosts our moods, boosts our attitudes.
Yeah, I will say, we've gotten some stars on Apple lately, but we've not gotten a new written review in a while, and I check at least once. I'm not going to lie, I check once a day at least.
Okay, yeah. They've stalled out.
We've been on the same one for one solid month now, which feels psychotic. And so I need someone to tell us we're pretty. So write something if you have it.
So write an Apple Podcast for Jon, and check out our Instagram at OnBrandThePod, TikTok at OnBrandThePodcast. If you want another episode a week, every Tuesday we do Off Brand, which is a sister show on Patreon. You can check us out there and chat with us in the Discord. There's a subreddit now, On Brand the Podcast.
No, it's just on. So the subreddit, I realizing why people aren't able to find it. It's the only thing that kind of goes differently than our normal naming convention. It's just On Brand Podcast.
On Brand Podcast.
Yeah,
okay,
everything
great.
else will either be On Brand the Pod or On Brand the Podcast.
Great.
Try one of those three anywhere and you'll find us.
You'll find us. And with that, we'll be back next week with an all-new episode.
And remember, we may go off topic, but we're always going to be on brand.
Bye.
Bye.